Hey everybody, this episode of Everyday GCPA is going to be about headshots. So let me just begin by saying you should absolutely hire a professional headshot photographer if you can. They are worth every penny that you will spend, and you've got to do that, especially if you are auditioning and performing at the professional, semi-professional, or collegiate level. You've got to hire a professional to get those done. If you want some recommendations from us, reach out. We're happy to put you in touch with some great ones in St. Louis. If you're just doing community theater, if you're doing youth theater, there's a bit more flexibility in the standards there, and you can probably put together your own. Even so, if you can hire a professional, please do. It is well worth it. But this segment is just going to give a couple of general headshot pointers, things you want to make sure you're doing in your headshots, whether you have professional ones done or you're doing them yourself. And then I'll show you some ways to kind of edit and enhance yours if you are doing them on your own. So just a couple of good rules of thumb. First of all, for headshots, they need to be an accurate representation of how you look currently. That can be tricky as a young person, especially because you're growing and developing and changing so often and so quickly. So we recommend that you update your headshots about once a year. You want to make sure it really looks like you right now. Or if you change your hair drastically or something like that, you want to go ahead and update those headshots so that we're looking at an accurate current representation of you and your look. Second of all, even if an audition does not require a headshot, you should go ahead and take one in. It's good to have a headshot no matter what. And if they don't ask for one, go ahead and take one in anyway. It really helps the casting directors to put a face with your resume, with notes they may have taken during your audition, and they can look at that picture and go, oh yeah, I remember that person. So you should go ahead and get a headshot, even if it's not always required as part of the audition process. Another thing is what you wear. Try to keep things as simple and as clean as possible. So solid colors, try to avoid patterns, and also think about your background being pretty simple or solid. What I have behind me right now is a good one. You can get in front of a sheet or a shower curtain or regular curtains or something like that in your home. But yeah, just thinking about keeping that background really simple and clean, it's all gonna help your face pop more, which is what we're looking for in a good headshot. The next thing I want to talk about is lighting, and I'm going to switch over to a different mode in my device here to show you some lighting stuff. Okay, so now I'm in portrait mode on my phone. You can shoot a picture in landscape or in portrait. It's kind of fun to play around with like putting yourself on the side of a frame if you're in landscape. If you're in portrait, and even in landscape, you want to try to keep your frame about like this, about chest up, maybe rib cage or waist up, but no more than that. You want to keep it cropped in pretty close to your face and not too much space above your head. You don't really want to like cut off your head either, although this would probably be okay, but like not that. Right. So yeah, about this for your frame. And then as far as lighting goes, natural lighting is always best, unless you have like a ring light or something in your home that you can use. But you can see I'm moving into some direct sunlight here, and look at how everything changes. I'm getting a lot more shadow on my face here. And if I move into really direct sunlight, now I'm getting tons of shadow. You see that? And it's creating like harshness on my skin. And it's hard to see my eyes. My eyes get darker, right? So you want to try to avoid direct sunlight. If you can use natural lighting, do that, but you want to try to go into a place that's shady. See all the shadow from my hair here? You want to try to avoid that shadow from tree branches and things like that. So go outside, use the natural light, but move into a shady area. See how much more even that is now that I'm in the shade? So look for a shady place in natural lighting that you can use. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take some pictures here, and I'll show you some fun editing that you can do. Okay, so I want to show you guys my favorite photo editing app, which is Facetune. It's a pretty popular one. I just have the free version, so my tools are limited, but there's some great options here. So first of all, Facetune has some nice filters. And you can kind of like choose the intensity of the filter. So lots of things you can play around with here, warmer colors, cooler colors, different levels of contrast. Just keep in mind, like some of these that I'm playing with put a light on it it's just not natural. You want to try to find something in the photo filters you play with that keeps it nice and natural looking. So remember just not to go too overboard with your photo filter applications. Another thing is when you're trying to like smooth over and retouch your face and stuff, don't go crazy with making things too soft, or like I'll pull up the face tools here. We see a lot of people who like mess with their eyes a lot, right? And like make them a lot bigger. That kind of stuff, it's just not good for headshots. It's supposed to be an accurate representation of what you really look like. So you don't want to go overboard in trying to like, enhance your eyes, enhance your lips. It just starts to look funny, and we can tell, so just remember to keep it natural. I like the retouch because it just smooths everything over a little bit. See, just brightens things up a little bit, smooths things out a little bit. Facetune does have other like smoothing tools if you need to kind of smooth out some of your skin, smooth out some pores, smooth out some blemishes a little bit. I like to add some glow sometimes to the cheeks and the highlighted areas. You can use conceal if you've got some dark spots you want to kind of just smooth over a little bit. So see, that gives you a nice, smooth, clean looking headshot. I'm going to go ahead and pull up another one that I took in front of my brown background just to kind of show you the difference. So again, I just like the retouching because it's just enough of that smoothing. And I might go in and just smooth over some of my pores a little bit more. I really like to put glow. That's one of my favorites to use. But yeah, you're just looking for a nice, clean, natural look. When you get too crazy into filters and contrasts and stuff, that's when it just gets to look way too over edited. So just go for as natural and clean a look as you possibly can. So there you have it. There's some great headshot 101 basics for you. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want to see your headshots. If you have one already, go ahead and post that and tag us and Everyday GCPA, and let's see your headshots. If you don't have one, go ahead and try some of this. Or even if you do and you just want to play around with some of these ideas, go ahead and try a new headshot and post those headshots for us to see. Don't forget to give a shout out to any photographer that may have worked with you so that we can all celebrate their work, and we look forward to seeing you guys. Have a great day.